Hey everybody, how we doing? So today we are going back to our CRM project and we are going to be looking at authentication, all of that fun stuff. Um, so last time I streamed, apparently the code visibility was a little bit difficult, so I am going to, does that work? Well, hide me until a little bit later and I'll come back when needed, if needed. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being awesome. Oh, what did I do? There we go. Right, so we have some code. We can log in, we can register. I haven't fixed up the styling there, but we'll get to that. So what we've got is this app here, which is relatively basic Laravel Breeze. We're using Laravel Breeze and we're using inertia. Quite standard, quite straightforward. We've got composer dev running in the background. And then if I migrate fresh and seed, you'll see that jobs are going on in the background where when a user registers, they get a default workspace and they update that user's current workspace. All kind of basic stuff. Ooh, someone from Ghana. You've probably got nicer weather than me. We've had flooding here recently and the weather warnings, and it's been absolutely mental. We are on Laravel 11 and we are using PHP 8.4. I do not believe there are any kind of changes or updates to PHP right now. Nothing has popped up, so we should be good to go. So, what I am going to do is go through some of these auth endpoints here, and we'll start looking at roles and permissions and stuff like that. So, login. This is the default login controller, and those that know me know that I do not like multi-purpose controllers. So I'm going to refactor that. So come to our controller, I'm going to come to auth, and we're going to start creating some new ones in here. So we are going to go and create our first controller, and we're going to call it login view controller. We're going to declare some strict types. One point, and we will have an invocable method here. So invoke, always accept the request, and then we're going to return something else. Now, inside my controller here, I'm going to add a concerns, because I'm going to need to do something very similar for all inertia routes. So I need to create a inertia route trait. Now, some people say that you shouldn't add constructors into traits, but for me, it's just helpful. And we're going to have a protected, I think it's an inertia response factory. Yeah, as a factory, like so. Then over here, we can say use inertia route. So we could say this factory render, and the component that we want to load is going to be, I'm pretty sure it'll just default on pages. So auth login like that. That's what we need. Auth login. And any props like this, we're just going to pass a status. We're going to allow password resets, so I don't need to pass that in. Then this is going to return an inertia response. And that is all that needs to do, really. So bonus. So over here, we've got this login view here, and we're just going to, let's just have a look at this. We're going to use app HTTP controllers auth. Yeah. Come on, Steve, you got us. You got this, Steve. Right, so I'm going to get login here. We are going to change this to auth login view controller. That's simple. So if we come back to here, works exactly the same way. And yeah, iterate and improve, right? So now that we've got a login view controller, we can create a login controller. This has an invocable method here, and this will accept the login request, add request, and do stuff in there. So what this does is request authenticate and then redirect. So we're just going to copy all of that in and work through it. So authenticate, then session regenerate. So this authenticate here, that all works, but this is always going to be called after the login. So I'm going to say, after this, we're going to say this session regenerate like that, so that we don't have to have this within there. We can just authenticate and redirect. What can we do this? There's no nice way to do the intended. Can we do like a return new redirect response intended? So redirect is going to give me a redirect to, so if we come back to here and we get a redirect response, and we just go to 2. What methods does this have on it? To do with cookies, with input, to do with errors, pass with fragments. I'm going to do that. Or any of that. That's going to then call, this has macros, forwards calls response trait maybe, status, headers. Oh, forwards calls, no, macroable. After there. Okay, so we need to figure that out later, but right now I'm just going to say just return a redirect response. And the URL is going to be the intended. All that's doing is getting the URL.intended from the session. So what we could probably do here is root dashboard. We'll just stick with the dashboard. Like that. I don't get why this absolute stuff is in there. What does absolute actually do? Not a clue. So this will return a redirect response, and this could throw a exception of some description. That's our login controller sorted. Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing? So let's just clean all of that up and come back to auth here. And then this can now just be auth login controller. And I put those two together because they're doing the same job. And I'm not going to do all of it on stream because you're going to get really bored watching that. But you get the idea, right? You go through, refactor, improve, iterate. That is grouped. That isn't. And then that's another one from that same controller. So what we're going to want to do here is just create that logout controller. And this logout controller, all it needs to do is that. So we will start with what it does and we'll refactor it to something that I am happy with. So we're going to get that request, and we're going to apparently do all of that. So redirect, session regenerate token, session invalidate. This is going to return a redirect response. And it's going to fix all that. And we're going to say public function construct and private read only auth manager as auth. So then this auth guard web logout. Invalidate and regenerate token, then return a new redirect response like so. Less helpers, less magic, more awesome. So now we can close some of these off. Come back to here and say auth logout. And that's kind of the approach that I go through when I'm working with this sort of stuff. So now we can just go ahead and log in, just stevemcgee@gmail.com with a password of passwords. Don't want to save that. Let's just ignore all of that. And we're logged in, right? And so far we've got this authenticated user. We are validating things and they've already got a pre-verified email address. But what we want to do is just kind of force slightly different behavior here. So let's just close. Actually, I don't think we need that one anymore. So we can delete that authenticated session controller like so. And then compose a test. And all of our tests are still passing. We are still pretty happy. So let's add that to version control. Sure, refactor login. Perfect. So that has been refactored and I'm pretty happy with that if I'm completely honest. I would then go ahead and do the exact same thing for each of these other ones, but you're probably not here to watch me do the same thing over and over. So let's close that off and let's move on to that next part. Down here, this login request. Let's just simplify that. And what we're going to do, we're just going to clean this file up, otherwise it will irritate me. So there we go. This potentially throws a validation exception. Same thing down here. And don't need a comment on that one. So what we do want to do is a string. Really sure this is value. This string to string. And then this IP. There we go. That should all be a little bit nicer, although let's just do that. And we are pretty good. Rate limiting, auth stuff. I mean, I could pull in the auth manager there, but I think that might just be taking it a little bit too far right now. We'll come back and worry about that later. We've got our handle inertia requests going on, which is super handy. We'll fix that up in a little bit because we want to be able to get kind of control that a little bit. And I know Laravel data is highly recommended, but I've been using something else recently and I'm wondering if that's going to be better. So I might need to do some digging into that one, but we shall see. Okay, so we have got some stuff going on with login. We've got our page is all set up for login. Then we come over to this dashboard, which we'll refactor a little bit later. So next up, what we want to do is database CDR over here and email verified at is going to be null. I want to enforce this a little bit. So let's migrate fresh and seed. And what we're going to want to do is if I come over to here, if I go and say login, I should, we need to add the middleware. You use Symfony Serializer. Okay, that is an interesting approach. Any particular reason? Right. What I'm going to do is let's fix up some of these views because it's starting to get a little bit messy down here. So we are going to, let's just do a group and we're going to include base path there, where the path is roots web auth.php. Clean that one up instead of this kind of require approach. And then what we will do is root middleware, and what we're going to include is auth to start with. And we have a static function, void, and within here we are going to have more middleware for verified, where we group and have a static function, and then root get dashboard, and then this is going to inertia render dashboard. The name of dashboard. Now we don't need that one. And we're going to grab all of those and just drop that down here. Profile management, you don't have to be verified for because you want to be able to update stuff. So now if I refresh, log out, and let's just do this, log in. Why is that not giving me what I want? That should be hitting that verified middleware. And this user should not be verified. Let's have a look. Email verified at it's null. Something's going on. Something. Let's just do a quick dime dump here on auth user has verified email. No, they have not. So that verified middleware should be kicking in, but it's not. Right, so dashboard there. Okay, let's try optimize clear. No, clear Epson. Profile. I just don't know why this isn't triggering that middleware. See what I mean? It's like, why not? Why is that not being triggered? I might not worry about it too much. Otherwise, I'm just going to spend like an hour doing that, and that's just going to drive everybody mental, right? Okay, so we've got a login, we've got to our dashboard. What we'll quickly do is we'll just make this a little bit prettier. What we're going to do, let's grab a sidebar. Which sidebar do we want? Just grab this whole thingamajiggy. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Right, so we're going to want to make sure we've got all of this in. So npx shadcn view at latest add avatar. Done. We're also going to want the breadcrumb. We're going to want collapsible. Ooh, a fancy. We're going to want this drop-down menu. A separator. And the sidebar. Oop, that's already in. Stream is laggy, is it? I do apologize. DD and vendor, yeah, that's the best way to do it. Wait a minute. I think I might know what is going wrong here, actually. There we go. That is probably it. Right, that's sidebar. I'm pretty sure we've got those installed, but what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure. So PMP add them. Awesome. So what we will do is we are just going to copy that entire thing. We probably won't see this now that I'm talking about it because I'll probably fix the other thing. So the authenticated layout, let's just format that. And what we're going to do is just comment it out and drop this one in instead. So if we come over to here we go. We have to verify now. Perfect. But that layout is obviously super broken. So let's go ahead and refactor that one quickly. So over in auth, what we've got to do is verify email verification controller. This is invocable, so I'm going to keep it as is. And what we will do instead is this and use the inertia route here. So that down here we can say this factory render component props like so. This new redirect response where the URL is root dashboard. We can drop that like so. So that is all of that. We're not using any facades or helpers now, other than the root helper and the session helper, which are two that I kind of accept using. Nothing's changed. That is all good. So let's go down and have a look at that view quickly. Pages, auth, verify email. So what we want is something very similar. Let's just grab that guest layout and let's have a look at this. Comment this one out. Drop this one in and just format it. Awesome, that is now looking fine. So title is going to be email verification. We can do the same up here. Then we kind of want this text over here, so we can just kind of drop that in there, uncomment that, and that will fix that. If it's sent, then we're going to do that. So we're just going to grab this and drop it underneath like so. Keep the text green, that's all good. And next up, we got this resend verification email button, which is part of the form. So we can come down and just grab all of this form like that, and actually everything other than that last button. We want that last button. We don't have to recreate buttons. So resend verification email, we've done all of that. Now we're going to add processing, should already be on it. Yep. All good, all good. Then this root logout, we're going to want to add underneath here, like that. And that's just going to be something like, I don't know, not ready, logout. There we go. That's not so bad, right? So if I click this, ooh, I don't know what happened there. Ooh, this schema is not supported. Ah, okay. So I need to come over to mail over here. We're going to grab that and we're going to go to our EMV, come down to our mail stuff, and just drop that in like that. App name. Only that really. Username. Hello app name. Just going to call that CRM. Make that an S. So now if we log in, that schema is not supported. What is going on there? Have we got any dumps going on? Anything just kind of, here we go. Dumps, queries, views, logs. SMTP and SMTPS. So we've got SMTP in our mail. Let's just clear that. Mail is SMTP. So I would say there's a booper. Oh, what's going on? What is actually going on here? We've got the request stuff coming through. That's all good. Controller, root name, auth and throttle, email verification, controller, store, and if has blah, 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 blah. User send email verification notification, then return back. Like, what the hell? Why is the email not sending? Do, 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 do. What have I missed, people? What have I missed? There's always something. There's always something. Like, I've not changed anything here. Where is that even coming from? Mail manager. Let's just scroll. Okay, so kernel, pipeline, trust proxy, pipeline, calls, pipeline, prevent request, blah, 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 transform request, pipeline, for empty strings, blah, blah, hit the router pipeline, encrypting cookies, pipeline, add queue to cookies, blah, blah, starting a session at last. Verify, authenticate, pipeline, throttle, pipeline. Add link headers, okay. Controller dispatcher. If encryption is empty, it will fail. Encryption isn't empty. What do you mean? What do you mean? Encryption null. That's default. That's default stuff. I don't even know what that is. Right, okay. SMTP. This is clear all the caches and views and caches. Click on resend. Like mail encryption TLS. Really? Really? Really, really? Ooh. Verification link sent. But. Okay, it did pop up. What the heck? I've never had to do that. I've never had to set that to TLS. But is it because I've told her to kind of HTTPS it? That is the question. So new verification email has been sent. Okay, so that's cool. It works. Did not think that was going to be a problem. Apparently it is. Right, okay, let's just format that quickly. And we're going to delete all of this. And this status thing here is there. If sent, that's going to show. And resend. Where is this coming from? That is the status. So I'm just going to delete that status. It's not really needed. So let's just come back to the mails over here. And we're going to copy that link. That has been sent. That is all clean now. And what I can do is just verify my email. Ooh, skeleton. Skeleton time. Right. NPX time. I missed one. Missed another. This is a problem with using something like Shad CDN. You've got to kind of make sure you've got all of the components in place. You've got to do them one at a time as well, which is quite painful. I came across it yourself recently. Yeah, strange, but I'm going to accept it because who knows? And this is why I like Shad CDN, right? Look at this. All I've done is install a few components that are pre-designed for me, and things are looking nice. I can't complain about the look of this. It probably looks like 80% of the other apps out there, but hey, at least it's familiar. So that's all. Oh, who's messages? No. Nothing important. Oh, I've got an Amazon parcel coming today. It is my daughter's birthday soon, and she's really into some very specific anime. So I've got that coming. Okay, so that's this is all good. We'll kind of style this a little bit later. That's the Teams. We're going to turn that into a workspace switcher. This is a user menu. I'm going to have projects down there. Okay, I think we are on the right track. So let's go ahead and close down all of this right now. Close all of that. Let's just close it all off. Right, take a second and let's think. Let's think. We've got our user, we've got our workspace, and we've been able to log in, register, all that good stuff over here. We've got our default workspace. And what we're going to want to be able to do is kind of switch to that. And we're going to want to have like settings here for the workspace settings, because the user settings are going to be down in there. Don't know why that keeps refreshing. We've got some cool buttons that we can click. That this looks really nice actually. And if you haven't used Sigma OS, I definitely recommend checking it out. By the way, it is Sigma OS. It's a little bit like Arc, but it's kind of really nice. You can have this kind of static sidebar thingy over here, switch workspaces. Oh, it's just the attention to detail is absolutely incredible on this. I have to admit, like Arc is nice, right? Everyone enjoys Arc, but this is like a whole other level. What even is this? Here we go. So let's click and get started. What I can do, I can click on things like this and start to say, okay, summarize this page. Let's give that some space, and then we can come back over to here, and that's still there. So it's just handy. It's just nice. I find it a little bit more polished than Arc. And as I'm only on Mac, because this only supports Mac, it's a great browser to use. What does that do? Ooh, focus mode. Okay, so whoa. Okay, what do we want to do? So roles and permissions is kind of a obvious one, right? So we're going to have policies in place for a lot of things here. So workspace policy, let's go through and let's work on this. We're not going to have any of those because workspaces aren't soft deleted. But what we are going to have is we can't view a workspace unless the user has a verified email. We're going to want to keep that. And then we're not going to be able to view a workspace if the user hasn't verified their email to start with, or if the user ID does not, oh, workspace user ID. So basically, if you've not verified your email, return false, and then return if you actually own that workspace right now. I'm not worrying about kind of team members this second. Team members is something that I will probably do a little bit later. It's not really in the plan right now, just because I don't need it. And then we're going to do the same thing in here. That's all of that. That's all good. Fantastic. So, like, that's our policy stuff working. We don't need to worry much more about that. What do we want to do? Let's hook this button up so we can go manage our profile settings because that's kind of important, right? So resources, JS, layouts, authenticated. We're gonna have root, login, method post as button. Like, I don't know if that drop down link is this specific. It's just a link component. So I can just use the same link like that. Let's scroll to the bottom. Where is it? Where is it hiding? Data fetching, sidebar, logout. This drop down menu item. This is just a slot. So we've got an icon and then we can drop a link in here. So let's make sure we've imported it. Breadcrumbs, breadcrumbs, lots of imports, and import link from there. Refresh, and we've got it. We've got the link. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Method, we're going to do post, and we're going to say as a button, like that. That should be all we need. The only other thing we want to make sure we do is maybe do like a class width full, because the kind of click target is a little bit crap, and we're going to text left it. There we go. We've logged out, and we can log in. Oh, so you can hear my keyboard. I use what is the name of it? Just keeping it calm. Ooh, connection timed out. I haven't WW'd it. I need to fix that. Keyboard it's a Moonlander. It is absolutely awesome, if I'm honest. No, I don't want to chat GPT yet. Let's google.com. One of these bad boys. It is so nice to use. I've actually got it more in kind of that position-ish. But yeah, it's really nice to use. I apologize about the typing. My keyboard and microphone are literally above each other. So we can log out. Ooh, someone is at the front garden doorbell. Please bear with me. I will be back. I am back. My wife has been ordering stuff off Amazon again. Right, so what do we want to do with this? At this point, we can log in, and we're going to want to link up this account settings down here. So let's just copy that, and we're going to go to link class is width full text left href root. I think it's like profile.show or something. Let's go have a look. No, it's not. That's definitely not it. Let's look for our profile. It is profile.edit. Here we go. Here we go. So now if I click on that, we should be on the profile edit. Yes. Okay, so now what I want to do is this bit here. Let's just turn that back into a slot. And we're back. We got there. Now, if we go back, we're logged in. If we go here, on the profile, we can update this in a little bit. Updating profile information. It's going to be a nice way to do this, and we're going to want to kind of structure this slightly differently. We don't need any of that or that. Application logo, not super useful. Ooh, go away, go away. Delete that. Nav link for the dashboard, we'll add in a little while. Page prop stuff, drop down links, logout. Yeah, none of that is needed anymore, so I can delete that. What we'll probably do is just collapse that. Active team stuff will come to team name, platform. Here's all the menu stuff, view projects, more data user avatar. So this is what we want to be focusing on next. So what we need is use page const user equals we should be able to do something like that, but the author user is not always guaranteed as a type. So what we want to do, we'll just do it like that as page. So down here we can say, instead of data, we are going to say page auth.user, page auth.user email. Ta-da, we got somewhere. Okay, so we've got this bar here, and we're going to say page auth.username. This is something that I want to fix later. We currently don't have avatars. Maybe it's something that I can add support for a little bit later, but right now, not super worried or bothered. Page auth user, page auth user. Let's just do it on all of this. There we go. So there we go. It's up there. Upgrade Pro, account, billing, notifications, and logout. So our account works. That is all good. And what we're going to want to do is come down to this data. This part is now no longer needed. Nav main. We got one with items. Here's another with items. Items. And what we're going to want to do is let's just do something like title is dashboard, URL is root dashboard is active. We're just going to set default for now. I'm going to do a different way to do that. Icon, we need an icon. So let's come over to here, and we're just going to say something like home icon for now. Items is empty. Something died. What died? Why did it die? Undefined is not an object. Setup data user avatar. Data.user. Okay, so let's just add that back. There we go, we got there. So here's the dashboard. And what we could probably do then is remove these items like that. So that is just a click, hopefully. Oh, team, add team, platform for items and data nav main, as child, blah, 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 side menu, collapsible trigger, collapsible content. Okay, we're gonna have to have a look at that in a little bit. Sidebar menu button. Yeah, we'll have a look at that. I don't think I'm going to use all of these super duper drop downs. I don't think they're super useful for navigating things. So I'm going to just remove it from all of them like this. And then down here, we've got data teams. Nav main is active. Item icon, collapsible content. We don't really care about that. We're going to remove that collapsible trigger. And we're going to have this side menu button like so. So if I click on that, why is it not working? I haven't got a link, that's why. So let's just grab that and say link href is going to be item href, something like that. Item URL. Okay, so some styling has gone winky donkey. Hidden, blah, 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 tooltips, side button stuff. Okay, strange. Let's just maybe wrap that instead. Okay, we'll put that back. We'll might have to just kind of fix the styling up. Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened to that. Okay, we'll worry about linking in a minute. We'll have a look at what the bejesus is going on. Because I really can't tell. Oh, this is why I avoid JavaScript where I can. Okay, so we've been going for about an hour-ish. We managed to log in, reset our password stuff. Oh, we haven't done the reset password. Okay, so log in, forgot password. This is what we need to fix next. So let's close all of those and come down to pages, auth, forgot password, format that. And what we're going to want is something very similar to this again. So we can just grab that, comment this out, and we want a very similar sort of layout to that. So we aren't going to have a link, but we will have that. So I can delete this, replace it with that, replace the title at the top, place this. I don't think we're going to have a status. No, we do have a status, that's fine. Okay, grab the content from there, drop it into there. That's all fine. And then on the form, what do they need on the form? Just the email. Perfect. So there's the email, and we can remove that password. Aha! We are firing on all cylinders. So then we can say pop in an email password reset. So that status is something that needs to be down here as a P. There we go. We have emailed your password reset link. Fantastic. You've been very kind. What I'm going to do, I'm going to also make sure that that is in here as well. Yeah, we're good. We're good. All right. Okay. So that has been emailed. So now we want to come over to herd, and we want to say the mails. Reset password. We want to copy that link, and we want to go there. So there we go. There is that, and then reset password. We're going to want to do the same sort of thing. Let's just format it and place all the content for now. We're going to have a reset password up here, like so. We don't have status on this page from the looks of it, which is fine. We can delete. What links do we have at the bottom? Anything? Nothing. We just have this reset password. So we can delete that, replace that. We're going to have an email, a password, and a password confirmation. So email, password. We're not going to have this link here. But what we are going to have is a repeat of this with confirmation. ID, that, confirm, password. And there we go. This should now all work. And we're just going to say password and password reset. Password has been reset. All is well in the world. So just to make sure, in our test suite, and we're good. All of that can now be deleted. Probably got some stuff up here that we can get rid of. I don't need a link import. Ta-da! That is all good. So we can log in, register. Like register, I need to fix a view. It's just not been a priority, I guess. Create a new account. So let's just fix it up, right? It's not going to take us a second. It's not going to take us a sec. Right. Format that. Do this. A bit of that. We've got to register. Title is called register, or what we're going to do is what we said down the bottom here is create a new account, and I like to match that over here like that, so that when you click through to this, that should match this title. It's a little thing like that that just kind of makes sense to me. Already have an account. Or already registered, sign into your account. There we go. That makes a lot more sense. And this one is going to say register. We're going to have a few extra things. We don't have a status. I don't think we have any text up there. So what we're going to do is enter your details below to create a new account. So grab that one. We're going to swap this one for the name. Text, name. Let's remove that autofocus there. Name. You know, replace that with Jon Snow. Let's go have a look. Jon Snow at the wall, and you know nothing, Jon Snow. But then obviously we need also we're not going to forget your password on register. That's not a thing. You can copy that and confirmation. Confirm password. ID that. And we're going to change this to you still know nothing, Jon Snow. There we go. All is looking good. We've got some spam showing up, people. What the heck? Like, I've got so few people tuning in on Twitch, but I still get spam. Okay, so we can register or sign into an account. Enter your details below to create a new account. Sign in. Got your password. All of that so far is looking good. The only one that I haven't done is this confirm password page, which is something I will add in a little while when I need it. But for now, we have got our authentication all hooked up. We can log in. We've got a couple of policies in place. And our UI is starting to get into a position where it actually works. Ooh, what's going on there? 18K. Ooh, okay. Apparently my user got deleted. Just steamd@gmail.com, password. Go verify our email. Resend. Here it is. Copy that link and go to it, and we're logged in, and we are good. Okay, so I think we are in a good place. We can log in, we can register, we can reset our password, we can get a new notification, verify our email. We've got different layouts for authenticated and non-authenticated, and our routes are starting to be a bit more organized. I'll do a lot of refactoring off stream because otherwise you're just going to watch me do the same thing over and over and over. So if I just quickly git status, just add all of that, git commit -am, and we're going to say refactoring the authentication. There we go. Right, and that is little CRM. So github.com. I don't know why I got a .co. github.com and there. So this is the route, the thingy, or what's it, the link. Should you want to go have a look, you may do so at github.com/juststeveking/little-crm. We've got 15 commits. All we've done so far really is setting things up, fixing the login, and that's mostly it so far. We're not doing anything too crazy yet. The craziness is coming. We're going to be, once this bit's done, we're going to start looking at clients and projects and kind of workflows and states and state machines and all of those other things that you kind of have to deal with when you're dealing with like a CRM or anything that's not just a kind of CRUD app. So that is this is that, and I am going to make coffee. Thank you all for tuning in. You have been absolutely fantastic as always. Camera, hello, I'm over here, people. Do you like the Christmas jumper? How cool is this? Right, I'm going to go do some work. I've got some content stuff for a client I need to work on, so I'm going to make a coffee and do some of that. You stay awesome. Enjoy the rest of your day. We are streaming again same time tomorrow, so tune in. We're going to be doing a little bit more than just kind of UI and refactoring what's already there tomorrow. So stay awesome, stay cool, and I will catch you next time. Take care.